Good morning. My name is Bradshaw. I'm an instructor at Jones, and I teach folks how to be dockers. Not on people, but on cars. Today we're going to talk to you about changing a flat tire if you're on the side of the road. So first of all, we're going to talk about what you need to know about your tire and where you can find that information. It has tire and loading information. It gives you what size tire you're supposed to have. It gives you your inflation pressure and several other bits of information that are good for you to know. In your owner's manual, you're going to have a section that's called changing a flat tire or something similar. All right, so this gives you step-by-step instructions on how to change your tire. So there's a nifty little latch here that you just pick up and you hang up here, so it holds this stuff up out of your way. And we'll just put this right here. So we can take this piece out, and this has all of our tools. We have a jack, a lug wrench, and this is a jack handle to turn the jack. So we're going to take the jack and the other components. So the next step is to get your tire out. And mine has seen some use because I've had to drive with it for a little bit. So it tells you what your inflation pressure is supposed to be, and it says that you're not supposed to go over 50 miles per hour. We will get the jack into position, and if you'll come on in and check out underneath, this is where the jack is supposed to go. So the jack will fit under here just like that. That's where it's supposed to contact. This actually goes in the jack, like so, and then there's a slot here for this to go in. All right. All right, so I've got that kind of in place. It's not lifting the car yet, but it's in place. It's not going to move. It's something that you always need to remember, whatever vehicle you're working on. You always need to set the parking brake because especially if you're lifting the front on a front-wheel drive vehicle. Most passenger cars are front-wheel drive. But if you're lifting something that is rear-wheel drive, if you don't set the parking brake, when you lift this one side up, the other side can spin. I'm not going to set it today because I know this is a front-wheel drive and it's not going to have the problem of rolling off the jack. But that is something that you definitely need to pay attention to. All right, so your lug wrench can then be used on the lugs, and your lugs are not supposed to be extremely tight, but there's a specification in your owner's manual that'll tell you what they're supposed to be torqued at. So after you do that, put your handle back in place and continue to lift the car. So then we would take the rest of these off. If you have a type that you can reach in there by hand, that's great. If not, you can use your tire tool. All right, so the tire may be kind of still on there, and that's okay. You can give it a little punch, or if you may have to do it with your foot, but it will come off. Line up the lug studs. Of course, it never stays, but hold that in place. Screw one down all the way, that way it doesn't fall off, and you continue with the rest of them. But there's something that some people do that I don't recommend, and that's driving on a flat tire. So if your tire is flat, the best thing to do is stop immediately. Because if you continue to drive on your tire with it flat, you can damage the tire internally, which you can't see. It may look fine on the outside, but it's not going to hold up. So now that we have all these snug, as you can see, I was able to turn this because it's off the ground. Now I go back to my jack. And now that your tire is back on the ground, then you can tighten these more. All right, so that's it. You remove your jack completely, put it all back together, put everything back in the car, and you're good to go. Hopefully your tire is inflated and you can get on your way. Have a good one.